there is such thing as a league being oversaturated, giving too many players, and I hate this on any game. Honestly, this should only be. You shouldn't have like 100+ people being able to invite people to your league. I hate that. I hate that leagues have no, like, some leagues really have no structure and just invite anybody in, and it makes your league looks like LFG. You got level 2 here, level 8 there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and hasn't been on in 2 or 3 years, and I don't know if it's like an attachment thing. You know what I'm saying? But in all honesty, if you have an active league, I think good peak leagues, like really good leagues, should be probably less than 60 members. Just from my experience, it's like top players should hold themselves to a certain standard if they know, you know what I'm saying? Like, type deal. Like, some people have a name card, they'll let them in. Some people may not have the stats you have, but they got the skill, they let them in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't, like, but being able, it's like, being able to pick up a game in basketball, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if your boys come, you're running with your boys, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even if the whole court is filled and everyone's trying to play, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that same mentality.
I forgot to tell you I'm a fiend. Hit me with a dose of dopamine in my dreams. I'm the type of nigga who be always smoking green.
What's up, DC community? We're back at it again. It is Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's 5:45 in the morning for me, bro. And I'm up for a reason. Before we get to today's video, it's actually a fun one. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you be making bread, making that money and stuff, sometimes a man just looks at his damn account just to, you know what I'm saying? And today I woke up to some sort of scam, Western Union scam. $300 just gone, bro. Like, I be traveling a lot, bro. I don't know if I got carded at a gas station or some shit, bro. Bro, like, what the fuck, bro? This world is already fucked up as it is, bro. I mean, 300 is a lot. Good thing I got 2 bank accounts, and I split my money up. So it's like, goddamn, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? If I talk a little strong or tough or whatever you want to call it, bro, that's the reason, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to think that I'm coming through aggressive, you know what I'm saying, through the camera or the screen, But today's topic, bro, is leagues, bro. We just did a video about, like, reputation and stuff, like, I'm trying to give light to what that definition is in this game. And leagues have a big part to play in that, bro, if I'm being real. You know what I'm saying? It's more like, leagues is like this. Just to sum it up before we get into the deep dive. Leagues is your only way of matchmaking in this game. You know what I'm saying? It's all face card. It's all like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, them boys hot. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, like, based off of what you see in your content, and you don't even have to be in game. You could be, running content as, like, some leagues really be recruiting players that under the end game just to help each other, But yet, like, those leagues really be like, 200, 300 people strong. And people just get on every day and they just play. They probably run, BNR, Blackest Night Reg or some shit, But if you're doing that, there's other leagues that has another name and they kind of never struggle through a run. You might even say in league chat, like, yo, them boys over there are pretty nice. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like in DC, like, it's crazy. Everybody wants to get stronger. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to know what they're not doing right, which is actually very, like, I've never seen a gaming community, like, so open to criticism in DC. Like, people are willing to learn. Me, even, you know what I'm saying? Learning from the community and, people in my league, like in that last video I just did, it's like, thanks to them and y'all, you know what I'm saying? It got me to where I am, So it's like, I say that to say that everybody in DC who's in a league, they go through this phase where, and it will make or break the person in the league. We're gonna talk about loyalty. We're gonna talk about all these things that make up a league. Like, guys, like, honestly, I think leagues is my favorite social mechanic in the game because it really sets players apart. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that villains can join these leagues now too really shows like who's really popping. You know what I'm saying? I think Heroes was like king of PVE and Villains was king of PvP until PvP died. That's why you see like no villains really. But now that we added villains into the fray, it kind of shows like, you know, like for instance, like I don't know too many villain names off rip, and some heroes got like villain tunes. So it's like, you know, I never really paid attention until I see people in the league get on their villains every day, and they really like be snapping. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody comes to this point where, you know, I call it like the Naruto and Sasuke thing. You know, like Naruto wanted to stay in the village and grow stronger amongst his peers, and Sasuke wanted to leave the village to get stronger elsewhere. You know, and that's what's really like what this shit is like. You know, you got people really loyal to the league. You know what I'm saying? That's been in leagues for like, you know, not even a leader, but like over 2,000 days. You know what I'm saying? And they're at their peak. There's no need for them to leave. They're top gear. They're top everything. Top SP. You know what I'm saying? That badge, that tag on their name means a lot to them. You know what I'm saying? They really don't. They're probably needed. You know what I'm saying? Type deal. You know what? I think I have a recording of this one tank. He had blue arts and everything in this run I did yesterday. If I can find it, I will put it in here. It will be dope. But he basically tanked everything, and our league was in league chat saying like, "Yo, y'all think this tank got potential?" We said potential because he didn't have the gear, but he didn't make it in because of the arts. It was just blue arts. But he tanked B&E as a fire tank. Like this man was running the mist himself. He was doing all this stuff, and he was in Centurions. And he said, Freak said that league has been around for a while. He might not leave, and it's crazy how players like kind of know that. That's kind of like.
But
Wow.
Tank is on his shit, bro.
That nigga, bro, this tank, nigga. Coke butter cheese.
But that league's been around a long time. I highly doubt he'll leave.
That's kind of like why I'm speaking on this, because players kind of know this hidden language between like leagues. You know what I'm saying? And within that Naruto and Sasuke method, bro, you got people in the Sasuke way, like really being somewhat spiteful. They may look at the boards and realize that they're never on top, or they're always on top and they want more comp. And you know what I'm saying? They feel like people around them are just not really like, you know what I'm saying, of that caliber, you know? So they might leave and find something like, you know, stronger, more, you know, that kind of grinds their gear. And honestly, if that was the motive, if that's the motive for some players, you know what I'm saying, and people really can't pull their weight, I mean, you can't, I mean, you know, and those, and we call those in DC league hoppers, people that hop around from league to league, like literally like will join 8 leagues in one day to find a league that's good for them. And after them telling you, yeah, I'm loyal, I got this much, whatever, you know, I'm down, y'all boys hard. They join the league, they look at the people's skill points, they look at who's in it, they look at how active it is, and they just leave. Now, that has a bad, that would have a bad representation on your reputation. If people like label you as a league hopper, you probably like would have to like stop playing for a good 2 or 3 weeks, let people forget, you know what I'm saying, and come back, and you know you might be able to try again, you know. But that's just like, you know, that's just the front part of what we're talking about, you know what I'm saying. Like that's really why it's important that you really find some loyal friends, you know what I'm saying, because leagues help you get through runs. They're reliable for feats. They are your go-to. If they're like, bro, like you should always try your league before you try LFG. If you're actively, I mean, honestly, it depends. Like if you know you're trying to test something, you know what I'm saying, go to LFG. Even if you don't get through the raid, get your idea out. If it doesn't work, come back, change your shit, and get back into LFG. But if you know, like, you know what I'm saying, you really want to test some shit amongst some, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, you know, you need someone to come in and help you, you know what I'm saying, you see who's on, you can invite them. Like, leagues is honestly, without any leagues or anything like that, bro, I think this game would be hard to, yeah, it's like, this shit, like, bro, your league, it's like a content house, if I'm being real. Everybody in there has hella personalities. They really make up what we may see as family, bro. We put our leagues on Discord and everything, you know what I'm saying? And we may see a little bit of IRL from people here and there and everything, you know what I'm saying? But these are actual people you're playing with, you know what I'm saying? The world, in real life, people have become, like, more fake, like, than ever. You know what I'm saying? You can pick up a lot more signs and energies of people just, you know what I'm saying, just fucking up your whatever. But in League, if you're ever on DC and people are just in the chat, You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm having a kid soon. You know, everybody knows that in the league, and they be asking me shit about, you know, some manly shit, man-to-man shit, you know, like tips and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to do fine, you're going to do great, and everything like that, you know? So, I don't know. It's like, it's a, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why people, like, look down on games or whatever, but, you know, for a lot of people, bro, like, this is, like, an escape from all the bullshit that's going on. You know, but let's talk about what a league should look like. Leaders, how many people's in the league, and all that stuff. You know, how do you know you're in a good league? You know what I'm saying? And from my experience playing this game, especially on the PvP and PvE side, there is such thing as a league being oversaturated. Giving too many players, and I hate this on any game. Honestly, there should only be, you shouldn't have like 100+ people being able to invite people to your league. I hate that. I hate that leagues have no, like, some leagues really have no structure and just invite anybody in, and it makes your league looks like LFG. You know, you got level 2 here, level 8 there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and hasn't been on in 2 or 3 years, and I don't know if it's like an attachment thing. You know what I'm saying? But in all honesty, if you have an active league, I think good peak leagues, like really good leagues, should be probably less than 60 members. Like, hard, I'm not saying those 60 members have to be hard and active, but it should be able to cycle out like 18 on probably every day. All of them of elite caliber. It's rare to see them because it's only 60 of them, but they can always do runs. They can always do survival mode if it was out, because they can depend on their whatever. You know what I'm saying? If one of them queue LFG and realize they have one of the 60 that's in there, they know that, oh shit, if he's a tank healer, it just stands out. It just stands out, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess some people hold on, because, you know, some people do take breaks to come back to this game. Not saying you have to play very hard, but, like, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things in the league where it's like, you know, let's say one person took like a break and he hasn't been back in a year and a half, but he's so OP and you wait for him. I think it's okay to kick him and invite someone else who is active of that caliber until that person comes back, and then you can see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Just to run your league. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just numbers wise. You know what I'm saying? Any league that's like super I'm talking about, you call yourself like the best league in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you should hold yourself to like more standards. Like, I don't know what other people's leagues look like. I don't know, so I'm not saying that I know who the best league is in the game, but just from my experience, it's like top players should hold themselves to a certain standard if they know, you know what I'm saying? Like, type deal. Like, some people have a name card, they'll let them in. Some people may not have the stats you have, but you know they got the skill, they let them in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't, like, you know, but being able, it's like, you know, being able to pick up in a pickup game in basketball, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if your boys come, you know, you're running with your boys, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even if the whole court is filled and everyone's trying to play, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that same mentality, you know? Leaders, bro. What should a leader look like? Now, I've always been a person in the league who likes being like the right hand, like who likes being reliable. You know, in my PvP league, this was back then. This is when PvP was dope, bro. Like, I was like in charge of PvP in that league, bro. Like, you know, we did runs, we did everything. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was fun being, I wouldn't say a co-lead or anything, but it's just like, yo, like, you know, we need you. Like, we need you deployed. Like, we need our heavy hitter. We need our general. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, everybody likes to, and then this is just my opinion before I talk about leaders. Everybody, you know, when a leader's in, you know, you take down the leader of a league or out DPS them or PvP them and embarrass them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, you're posted. You're like, damn, your whole league is probably like legit looked at as a sap right now. But I would be the person who would send in, and then they fight the leader, and I would always usually beat them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, if you can't beat Holidays, bro, there's no reason why we should fight you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Type deal. And it's not like that was a mechanism or a way to run from something, but it was valid. Like, that's how we kind of structured. Well, that's how, like, when I joined the league, I've always would mention that. And some leagues like, oh, we'll do that. Oh, we don't, you know, I like the idea, or, you know, no need. No big, no, that was just me. You know what I'm saying? So I never look to be the leader of any league, to be honest. I really don't care, to be honest. And I don't really play this game enough to do leader things. So let's talk about leader things anyway. Oh, that fucking That fucking scam, bro. $300, bro. Bro, why? All right, bro. Elite leaders, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think a leader of a league should be humble as fuck. I think they should put their league mates before themselves. I think they got to make the tough decisions. I think if they're trying to get their league better, I think they need to use the motto of the day. Message of the day a lot more. I think leaders should, leaders. Some leaders run their league based off ego, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some leaders that don't do that are great leads, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, like, for instance, let's talk about Karma, like the backstory of Karma. The reason why I've grown to like this, I wasn't Compelled before, but what Karma did is that someone from Compelled went over there and I guess told whoever that, we got some decent guys and we merged the leagues. So we have Queen Highness as the leader of Compelled and we have Freak as leader of Karma. And honestly, bro, it feels like a kingdom in this bitch because Compelled had a lot of good support roles. As y'all know, anybody that knows that I played support role for years, bro, like years. I just recently started DPS and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I came over, hella tanks, hella trolls, all of us came over. And Freak even said this. He said that we were like low-key more active than them. And it brought their players to be active. We have like 18 plus a day. Like all stacked. Like we're all reliable. You know what I'm saying? And the way is weird. It's like, whoa. Hold on, I'm about to read that. That was I got a crazy mess, bro. A lot of shit is going on at like 6 a.m, bro. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But Queen Highness and Freak are very good at co-leading these leagues, bro. They both have a presence. It's not like Queen came over and was forgotten about. The respect is always still there. It's like a league should feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should, and honestly, people get better based off of synergy, not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be, it depends on what type of league you want to be. In my opinion, if you're gonna have a group of people, you're trying to be top dog. So I always think like, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why y'all band together. Y'all think y'all hot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to invite people that's either hotter than y'all or as hot as y'all. You know what I'm saying? Type deal. And it's a good feeling when you bring in new people, bro. That's one thing DC does really well. You know what I'm saying? But ever since we merged our leagues and made, and Karma what it is today, bro, it's been nothing but like, collaborative synergy, just people that I've met, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it feels like that and y'all can still play the game, you know what I'm saying, and progress through the game, get gear and all that stuff, bro, oh my God, it's a good feeling, you know what I'm saying? Now, there's other leagues out there like Versed, Evil, and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, those two leagues are the only two leagues, and Elvy's new league, Eager. Those three leagues, I guess, is the only people who's really competing for like top dog. Somebody watching this video from that league might be like, "There's no competition," but that's just innate. That's just what's it's programmed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They could wager so many things. Honestly, the only way to do any statistic on who is better is doing like not a best out of 3, but like a best out of 10. Who can majority win? Like something like that. Like that's like the best thing I could think of. Like if someone wins 6 and the other one wins 4, then you know what I'm saying. Like in order to claim that top spot, you know what I'm saying, they have to run that program again. They should cycle out new members. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it shouldn't be the same OP heavy hitters. Like, all right, get y'all's lowest 8, mid 8, high tier 8. Let them all run. That would be a fun thing to do for the community to see, not even for bragging rights. But you know what I'm saying? We should definitely put our leagues to the test in many areas, PvP and all that stuff. And it's all about choice. Like you have a choice to run PvP. A lot of people. There's enough people on here right now to run AVH if they wanted the PvP. You know what I'm saying? But that's just on what I think a league should look like, low key, like leaders and honestly, A lot of people don't know how to, like, you know, another thing. That's another thing. Promotions in the league, I think leaders should be very transparent about that. I think it makes people stick around a lot more. If you do give them a promotion and they just log on and see it, trust me, the person is always thinking like, damn, what did I do to get a promotion? They might have done a run, you know what I'm saying, and they did something very well. Because you're the leader, you probably have more in-game experience. You know, there was more EOGs, the placements was good, the pickups is good. He's been doing that consistently and stuff like that. You know what? Yeah, you get to do A, B, and C. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like, that makes it feel more like, okay, I am getting better. That's what the point of that is. It's never to, like, you should never promote people based off of, like, face card and who they are instantly. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta pull some weight, pull some skin, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're joining the Marines in the military and a new Marine comes and, you know, his dad is like a goddamn general, they still gonna make that Marine scrub floors. You know what I'm saying? That's not matter, bro. And honestly, like, you know, even if his face card is good and that person has a fucking attitude, then he gotta get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's just how you gotta be. It's really like content house, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you can't have all these personalities mix and create this one big fungal cloud of, like, you know what I'm saying, just of toxicity, because shit can get toxic. I've heard a lot of, like, league chats just sitting there, people just talking out their net to folks, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know like where that stuff be coming from, you know? Like, someone said in one of my comments, it was like, people really, like, it's just a bunch of grown men I said, no, wait, let me finish. It said it's just a lot of grown men beefing on this little kid game. Now, honestly, I told him in my comment, I said, if people beef on this game, it's low key about something personal, you know, or, like, it's not about, like, you know, so, like, somebody probably shared private information and someone threw that back up, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, in league chat around a lot of people, you know, it's like a high school thing in this game, you know what I'm saying, like, just the way shit is, bro. Like, I don't know, fam, like, I don't know. Like I said, if I seem iffy, you know what I'm saying, it's that damn 300, bro. 300 is a lot of fucking money, like, in 2025, bro. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here drinking coffee and shit, smoking my THC pen, cause I'm pissed. You know, I was like, if I can't go to sleep, I might as well do this video, because I had this video planned anyway. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, that's the leader of the league. That's just how it should look like. You know, that's just kind of explain what leagues are and everything. Going forward, what I think leagues should definitely, like, do is, I feel like leagues should be in more contact with each other. You know, leagues is low-key like kingdoms. Like, they hold a certain space. Like, for instance, like, you know what I'm saying, Karma in my opinion is like a high in-game community. If I'm being real, and I'm low-key, like, Stellar is more like I think Stellar is also part of another league. It's just more casual players, but that's in-game. That's what Karma's like, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like casual in-game players, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas like Hezzy's in here, bro. Niggas like Simi, niggas like, you know, Freak, niggas like, you know what I'm saying, bro? And bro, the support roles in this league, bro, got you, bro. Mango, bro. All y'all niggas is dope, bro. Shout out to all y'all, bro. If I called your name, bro, for real. You know what I'm saying? But just off that fact alone, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just, I don't know. This league just makes me want to get better and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But, bro, hold on, bro. This black coffee hit my ass, bro. I'll be right back, bro. Emergency. Alright, man. I ain't gonna lie, TMI. I was on that shitter, bro, thinking about the $300 I just got scammed out of, bro. Worst feeling in the world, bro. You have no idea, bro. That shit really hurt, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we just got done, you know, shouting out, you know what I'm saying, fellow members that joined Karma and shit like that, including myself. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to, let's talk about this. I know we jump. It feels like it's continuous for y'all, but literally just had a whole moment. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's talk about, like, all the leagues that may not be in the in-game magnifying glass of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? People that's like, for instance, hold on. I mean, it's early as fuck. I don't know who's on. Let me just see if I can, you know what I'm saying, find somebody that's in a league that I haven't heard of before. I heard of Brazilian Universe was actually here for a while. It's early as fuck, y'all. I'm in House of Legends. Kong was a PvP league, actually. I wonder if he got PvP gear on. No. Damn. Kong, bro, what happened to Kong? Them niggas had a short, them niggas had like a very short moment with PvP. Like, they was just as good as, like, I compare Kong to 300 low key. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know, I mean, if y'all ever PvP. But that's how it's like. That's like when I say in the beginning, matchmaking, you know what I'm saying? That's how you know, like, if he's in Kong, although I never fought this dude named Evil Bet, you know what I'm saying? I know about it. You know what I'm saying? I've you know what I'm saying? I put hands with these people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Although they running that bitch with tanks, bro. You know, obscure, damage, incorporated. Yeah, so we're talking about people like this. You know what I'm saying? I bet you his gear. Look, Damage Incorporated. I bet you his gear is not in game at all. Yeah, see, arts and everything, but that is to be expected. That is to be expected. You know what I'm saying? Only because it's just like, you know, especially like I said, I've always said, I've seen many metas, seen many phases of these. I've seen leagues rise to the top, leagues fall. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, right now, I think like it's so weird. Like leagues like Success and leagues like that's been around for a while. It's like it's not even that those leagues fall off. That's why I say having 60 members or that's like continuously on is like a very consistent number, because leagues will fall off if they're not doing runs. If you're not seeing the league name and stuff. All you see now is like Versed, you know, Karma, Stellar, Evil, you know what I'm saying? I know Eager is new. I know NBA and Elvy's in there, and Zion, shout out Zion, fuck with Zion. That's really all I don't know how many. I know they just started some shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you know what I'm saying? That's just like, that's on this side, and on this side is a whole bunch of people who, in my opinion, might be running with each other. I mean, because endgamers kind of filter out who's like viable to run with. And I know if we run with each other every day, I wonder who's running. Like, if I see them have elite gear, like, who are they running with? You know what I'm saying? So I would only assume that it's with other leagues that they probably seen that's running, you know what I'm saying, type deal. Like, I only assume that it's people. There's another ballpark somewhere that I'm not aware of because of, like, I guess the meta of how things are now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know there is a band of people banding together to get this gear any way they can, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to hear more. Like, I would like to, like, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm gonna say this. If there's any league leader or anybody who wants me to come in and interview their league, bro, ask them questions and stuff like that, how long they've been playing, I'll do a whole separate video just for y'all. And, like, you know, every week, that's another thing I do. I really aim to do 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know what I'm saying? Saturday and Sundays I usually take off, and every day in between I'm like editing and everything like that. So we'll probably might do something designated like that. I'm really trying to do something on a weekly basis, get y'all like, you know, like something to look forward to, you know what I'm saying? Like League of the Week or some shit like that, you know? But that's just, you know, because it's, you know, if we can show the community of the leagues, you know what I'm saying, in DC, I think DC would, because I ain't gonna lie, bro, it sounds like DC coming back, bro. And what I mean by DC coming back, I feel like people who've been shitting on DC for a while or looked at the game and never played it, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these games that's coming out now, especially MMO people, aren't really satisfying. The MMOs are shutting down, you know what I'm saying? 2 just shut down recently, and no games is really like grabbing people's attention, bro. Ever since all this recent videos that I've put out, that other people have put out, kind of showing what the game is like now, it's like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? We're able to do all of this with the amount of players we have. You know, I would say we have at least a little around 4K to 6K players. Concurrent, not just active, concurrent. You know what I'm saying? That's like within a month time span, that's probably how many people log on. So it's like, you know, DC is actually in a special place because this community is so tight knit, bro. Anybody that, it doesn't matter if a streamer came onto this bitch that had a lot of like whatever. Honestly, if a streamer did come to this bitch and and he talks to like anybody in the community, like I think a lot of their fan base or whatever would try the game out if the streamer kept playing. You know what I'm saying? DC's looking good, better than ever. 2026, there's gonna be a whole new roadmap for the end of the year. After everyone gets their wolf pack or some shit. So I feel like, what I'm saying, it's just definitely get all these concepts now. If you're a new player, if you're a returning player, look at every single video anyone has ever made in DC, like over the past, I would say, month and a half ago, and really take that into, push and pull what you want from that. You know what I'm saying? DC is not a game you got to keep playing. I mean, yeah, it's fun to play, but your character will always be there. So like, you're going to have a fun time for a solid good 6 to 8 months, probably even longer than that, but it's like, it's always there, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, like leagues and stuff really make it, if you're missing out on leagues and you're just a solo player, one, you're not getting the buffs, you know what I'm saying, for your content. Two, you're missing out on on like running capabilities. You're having to depend on LFG. Feats will be hard to get, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just so much things. There's just so much things. Like you need a league, bro. You need a league that's viable. You need a league that makes sense. You need a league that, you know what I'm saying, understands you as a player for real. You know what I'm saying? Don't get a league that bullies you. Don't get a league that, you know what I'm saying, like, especially the bullying part, that shit does happen. That shit happens, bro. Like, that shit happens. Some people don't even turn on their mic and they still talk about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm glad I did this video. I've been meaning to get this video out like 2 weeks ago. I just been having such other great video ideas and stuff, and now I'm finally doing it. But yeah, bro. If you guys are in a league, shout out your league. If you really fuck with your league, bro, shout out your league, bro. You know what I'm saying? Type shit, bro. Because, like all that stuff, like I said, it's like, DC is like one big content house, but I ain't gonna lie. You got like these leagues really like make up what DC is. I don't think, oh damn, I don't think I would play this game if, you know what I'm saying, DC wasn't like what it was in a guild league, league halls, all those events, like really do, you know what I'm saying, really take up more or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yo, we out, bro. My game just fucking did this shit. Hey, by the way, I'm selling these names, by the way. I had these names for a while, you know what I'm saying? So if anyone see a name they like, you know what I'm saying, hit your boy, bro. Much love. Y'all be easy, bro. Holidays out, bro. Peace.
Iron Man makes hits. Go stream his music.